we do. Hey, just stay tuned. We about to pop this off, man. Double dose of reality. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm the best, but I grew up around.
Welcome back to another edition of Double Dose of Reality. What's your reality? What's your reality? Double dose of reality. Double dose of reality. It's Coach Pops and Coach D. Representing the ICT. Double dose of reality. Double dose of reality.
But shout out to Coach Knox, Team of Hard Knocks, Guys with Coach, everybody's with
Don't read a book.
You gotta wake up and smell the roses because you never know when it could be your time. And so, always trying to leave an imprint on this world, man.
I can't make this up. Stop playing with me.
You probably put that remote on your for that TV on your cell phone.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm the best, but I grew up around.
Welcome back to another edition of Double Dose of Reality. What's your reality? What's your reality? Double dose of reality. Double dose of reality. It's Coach Pops and Coach D. Representing the ICT. Double dose of reality. Double dose of reality.
But shout out to Coach Knox, Team of Hard Knocks, Guys with Coach, everybody's with
Don't read a book.
You gotta wake up and smell the roses because you never know when it could be your time. And so, always trying to leave an imprint on this world, man.
I can't make this up. Stop playing with me.
We on there. Welcome to another edition of Double Dose of Reality. It's your boy, Coach Pops D. I got my boy, Coach D, in the back. Man, if you flip it around, put Coach D in the front and me in the back, you still gonna come up with double D's, and you cannot go wrong with double D's, man. Stop playing with me, man. Hey, we got the guest. We got one of the greatest guests for me. It's my family. He's a Wichita legend. He's been out here doing his thing in the community. And just like my boy Buzz Poe like to say, man, when you doing good things in the community, things happen to you, man. You get tested, man. But we got the legend, Team of Hard Knocks, uh, Mr. Coach Knox, man. Welcome to the show. We appreciate you coming on here,
Thank you
man.
for having me.
Yeah,
man.
and it's easy to do, Coach Knox. He's kind of like Tracy Mason. I don't need no notes. You know what I mean? Hey, I know the history, but there's some things that you may not know. But I know one thing: when people see me, they always think I'm my cousin. So since they
So it
think
happens to you too, man.
all the time,
That's me. They say, man, you're coaching the Bulldogs.
yeah,
See, yeah, I coached the Bulldogs, but it was a while ago.
right, right, and you
That's my cousin.
and decent coach. So since everybody think I'm Coach Knox, hey man, I got my official Coach Knox shirt. You know what I mean? It hangs up in my closet. It's gonna go on the wall of fame. But since y'all think of Coach Knox, I'm gonna put it on the show today, man. Me, man. All right, let's get this done, man. Let's get this done. Once again,
Man,
man.
hold on.
Uh, with the cameraman still out here, man, still doing a thing. Got a little buffering going, but eventually we're gonna come on back and do our thing, man. We back live in effect. We had a little technical difficulties, man. The satellites is going all crazy and stuff, man. The rockets, if you've seen our videos, man, we got the rockets. So I think the rocket done took off and messed up our our reception. Okay, all right. So hey man, once again, man, welcome back, man. Hey, we got the legend, Coach Knox. Man, Coach Knox, man, just introduce yourself, man. Say a little thing. Once again, this is double dose of reality. What's your reality? What's your reality? Man, we want to know the person at the end of the highway that's holding the sign. What's your reality? We want to know the mama got 6, 7 kids. What's your reality? We want to know the guy that got the pharmacy or the little corner store. Man, what's your reality? And there's a whole bunch of corner stores, and we're gonna give a shout out to the smoke shops, the people that's running. That's your business. But once again, we got the legend, Coach Knox. Coach Knox, man, say something to the people, man.
Hey, what's up, people? I'm Coach Knox, the coach from the hood, but it's all good. I'm not very tall. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of small, but that's all right. The kids still think I'm pretty tight.
Mm.
No, I'm Charles Knox, son. The good Lord has blessed me to be the son of Dinsler and Jessie Mae Knox. Got been in Wichita since 1961. This morning I got up early and did 64 push-ups
64.
because in another 19 days
Mm.
I'll be 64 or
64.
768 months.
And you can when you did the 64 push-ups, was they like 64 consecutive, or you did 10 here, 10 here,
I
10
get it,
here?
I get through it. I started and I want to get it finished.
Right.
Each day, last just 3 years ago I was doing 100. I'm getting to 64, man. I'm gonna see what's gonna happen on my birthday, but I gotta keep going.
Right, right. I mean, and, for a lot of you who do know, you can see Coach Knox running up and down 17th Street,
Yeah, I
running
did that.
around the community. Man, been doing that for years and years, running by WSU. So, man, you've been running by WSU for so long. Have WSU has changed since those runs. So, since you've been running up and down that 17th Street, what has changed with WSU? You see, they got stuff to put in there.
Well, sometimes you keep up with me on Facebook, you notice that going down in 17th Street, I go just to further north, you can get farther east. Well, WSU has it was my opportunity which I was impressive about because that go create open up and you can go create, man. You can do all kind of amazing things.
Yes.
You can build bicycles.
Right.
You can
Shout out to the people at Go Create, man. You guys out there doing things. Go Create was
Yeah, we just need to take advantage of. A lot of people. I'm glad you asked me that about WSU because
Right.
a lot of people don't know, man. You can go in there and make T-shirts.
Man.
You can do you can, what go create really means. If you can think it, you can make it.
Right.
So and they give you all the tools to do it.
Right. Right. Shout out to the people there. Like you said, if you think it, you can make it happen. I mean, whatever you think, whether it's in Go Create, whether it's in life, man, once you put your mind to it, man, you go ahead and do it. But shout out to the people at Go Create. They was at my sister's fundraiser, the Lawanda Shazer running for District 1. They was there
That's
creating
my cousin
things.
too.
That's your cousin too. Hey, man, you know a lot of people, man.
Yeah, yeah,
So many people, man.
yeah,
Because
right.
he's coach from the hood.
Yeah.
The coach from the hood. Man,
But in truth, we don't have a hood in Wichita.
no.
We have a neighborhood, community.
Right. Now,
It just sounds good to introduce myself with.
right. Now, okay, they may not be some hoods, but there is some pretty rough in Wichita I didn't know about. And I know people get put in those situations, and man, you do what you do, man. Shout out to the people in Emory Gardens. Shout out to the people in Oakland. You know what I mean, man. Do y'all thing, man.
Plainview,
Plainview, South City.
South City.
Come on, man. Hey, man. There's some places where they're not hoods, but there's some places that some advantages. There's opportunities in the communities that we can make it better. Just like in our own community, we can make it better. But one person who has been making it better, one person at a time, one race at a time, is you, Coach Knox. And we appreciate that, man. Team Hard Knocks has been around for a long time. And there's a new head coach, Skylar McCombs. Uh, tell us a little bit about that, man, because I know throughout the years we had certain people running the club. Most of us been family. Went outside the box on this one. Tell us a little bit about this.
Actually, Skylar called me up and because I want to make sure Hard Knocks works.
Right.
Our cousin, we had a couple of our relatives, your cousins,
Right.
my nephew, my cousin.
Right. That was running the show.
Actually, I've been through two nephews to try to run it, but they they couldn't make that commitment, man. You coach for the Bulldogs. You know
Right.
that commitment that You got to be there. They
Man.
got some other things that kind of lead them into, they got families. They're trying to get some money, and sometimes that, the refereeing they're doing, or the other activities they may do, just kind of draw them away. Was concerned about the kids, making sure that we're there every day. The thing is about it, if you're gonna schedule it, you gotta be there.
Right.
And sometimes, I was coaching over at Friends University. I come there and the gym wasn't open. We're paying $1,400 a month.
Right.
I didn't want to discourage the kids that Team Hard Knocks is not going around. So, but Skyler called me up last year. He told me he wanted to join the team. He's one of our former members.
Right.
He
Right.
worked with Scoop.
Yeah,
He
right.
wrestled with Dap.
Right.
And, I really didn't. But I knew his dad.
Right.
A lot of people don't know this, but Skyler's dad, Jason, when he was wrestling, your brother Dapper, when we first originally started Team of Hard Knocks, around 1987, 88, I met his dad. Well, actually, we started in 85.
Mm-hmm.
I want to tell you the story of how it actually got started, but we'll go back to that. But
Right.
so I will pick his dad up clear on the other side of town, on the other side of Seneca, and bring him back to West High so he can practice. Pick him up early in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then we would head out to those tournaments. We may go to Independence, we may go to Hutchinson, but I would pick all those kids up and we'd head to the tournament. So when he came back, and I said that's a good part, but and I was observing him as see what he was doing and making sure that he knew his stuff, and he does.
Right.
He knows his stuff. I like for him to be a little bit more offensive. On the up and up. I like for him because he's more of a
Counter wrestler.
counter wrestler. You hit it right there. So you've been watching, but I like to see more offensive stuff. Bang bang. It's not about really because I talked to John Smith. I overheard him play. I won't say I talked to him.
Let's take a pin in it real quick, Coach. We're gonna get to John Smith in there. For a lot of people don't know, but in the wrestling world, the McCombs family, they've been around. They out of Derby. They was
Actually, they started out of West.
Well, they
High.
started at West Side, like that side, but they've been bleeding green for so long. And man, to come and make that commitment to come over to Team Hard Knocks, his dad, Jason McCombs, which you mentioned, that was also a West High wrestler back in the day, is coaching out at Rose Hill. Man, he's also a successful head coach. Coach that's been winning rings. Like I said, Scotty McCombs, me and him, my 1 year as a head wrestling coach at the independent high, Scotty was on my staff.
Oh,
Scotty
awesome.
was
I
on.
didn't know that,
Yeah,
man.
Scotty was on my staff, and him and Josh Clark over at Mays, they both was on my staff. And Josh Clark is to me, he's the backbone of Mays wrestling team, and this is out for the wrestling world because we got the guru, Coach Knox. So we're gonna talk a little wrestling. So, like you said, Scotty McCombs has been around, former TOHK member, head coach, but he still got you to lean on.
I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, you're the guru.
I'm like I said earlier. I'm getting ready to turn 64 years old.
64.
But I'm not I'm not a normal 64 in my opinion. I can still do some stuff that a lot of 64-year-olds can't do. So
Right.
I'm there, but he just takes a little less work for me to do
Yeah.
to keep this thing rolling
Right.
because someday I'm gonna go. I ain't gonna be here. And then my goal was that the next generation would take over.
Right.
And it would continue. The Hard Knocks would keep going.
Right.
Providing stuff for the community. And people in our neighborhood in District 1 can still wrestle. Now we got guys coming from all over the city, but
Right.
we I just want to keep it rolling, make sure it's in good,
And you
good
said,
place.
and it's the commitment. For if you ever watch my show, Real Talk with Coach Pops, I talk about to the real coaches. It takes a commitment. It takes a commitment, man. Day, night. You take it home with you. You wake up in the morning. You may be doing some other job to pay your rent, but
Yeah.
you're thinking about those kids. Are they
All the time.
all the time? And
It's a commitment and it's a sort of a
right. No,
sacrifice.
it's not, it is a
Well,
sacrifice.
I think the commitment is more outweighs the sacrifice. They're cousins, commitment and sacrifices.
Yeah,
Having
they both go
successful event.
together.
But when you really think about it, there's some times, man, I have lost my wife over because I was sacrificing her to work with the kids.
Right.
And I can remember one time I wanted to coach everything. First came home, I was coaching wrestling, football, baseball, track, and basketball. And I was getting it all done. I was pretty successful with it, everything except basketball.
Right.
I
So,
didn't win a
so
game
when
of
you say when you
basketball.
came home, when you came back from college.
Yeah, I came home. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm talking about 1985,
Right.
86, 87, you know.
So, come back from college. So that's all our goals to get the kids to school, get them to college.
Well, it's kind of changed now, Fox, to be honest with you. What we want to do is try to help them really, truly, career wise. The other options that we didn't know about, our counselor never told me that I could have went to the army, could have went to a trade school. You know, there's schools that you don't have to go to
Like
college.
welding,
Welding school, you know, trade schools.
yeah,
Uh,
Wichita Tech,
electricians. Now,
yeah,
there's a program.
HVAC,
There's a program that does wrestling.
plumbing.
It's a trade school, and they guaranteed you if you graduate from that college, you're going to start at $60,000
Wow.
and some type of work. You know,
Wow.
welding, electrician, journeyman,
And plumbing. There's
plumbing.
Bobby the plumber. All right. Live in the community. Young guy, apprenticeship, went out and did his plumbing deal. Shout out to Bobby the plumber, man. We hear you
Bobby.
out here. Wichita, Kansas, 316. We doing a lot of great things out here. Now you were saying something about John Smith. Now,
Yeah,
honestly, John Smith, you used to be Oklahoma State
Oklahoma
wrestling
State.
coach. He used
And
to
at
be
one
one of the
time, he
best.
was the
But
face of USA wrestling.
right, but that's a long time ago. A lot of people might not know that, man. But there's new faces in wrestling.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
speak of some of those, and
So the
some
new faces,
came out of your room like Kendrick Maples.
yeah, Kendrick Maple. You know, we were really blessed at one time. We had, you know, I don't want to blow my whistle, but if the whistle needs to be blown, in an 8-year period,
Hold on, coach, man. We're gonna throw a penalty on you, man. Blow the whistle,
I
man.
got it, man.
Stop playing with me, man. Kendrick Maples, you
Yeah.
got 6, 5, 6, 7 4-time state champions that came out of your wrestling room. You have all Americans in Greco and freestyle. You have guys that wrestle on the collegiate level. You had a guy that just recently was active. Olympics, U.S. Olympic trials. What do you mean?
Hey,
You got guys that's under your
well,
tutors.
keep
That's
saying
that's
this.
head coaches. That's
University.
refereeing.
Yeah.
That's putting money in their kid families' bank. I mean, we're gonna blow your horn. Stick with me, man.
Well, you know, I want to blow the whistle every time I get a chance. That's why when you invited
Man,
me
take
here,
your flowers now,
uh,
man.
I
Smell the
wanted
roses.
to share what's happening from Team of Heart Knox.
Well,
You
man,
know,
this
like I
is
said,
a dose of reality. What's your reality?
the
Your
reality
reality
is
is that you don't put people on the map. You don't put people on the stage. You
well,
don't put people in place to be successful, and you're gonna get your
good Lord
flowers.
has blessed me, you know, blessed us. You know, I couldn't do all this stuff without by myself. But the thing is, it was just one day I was in college in 1983.
That's a
I
few
was gonna
years
graduate,
ago.
but I was sitting in my bed, and this is the thing is, I was thinking about Wichita.
Right.
You know, I was thinking, sitting in my bed, and I looked around. Thought, man, been in college for 3.5 years. I'm thinking, man, I never appreciated what wrestling had done for me.
Right.
It had put me at my first bed. You know, you came over our house.
Yeah.
We had a
Yeah.
2-bedroom house. We had 7 people, but I was sitting in bed and said, "Man, I got my first bed." I didn't know until I got to college that you can have a shower in your house. So the shower's only gonna be at the gym. I had a shower, I had a room, and I had a black and white TV.
Mm.
Just thinking about it, and the last part of it that really put everything together, you can eat free. I had to eat 3 meals a day while I was in college. And I said, man, all this because I could wrestle. And I come up with this idea. I said, man, when I get home, when I get back to Wichita, I'm gonna go get all my cousins. And I'm just targeting your little brother because
Right.
Waddell, you know, my brother Waddell,
Right.
he had that Danny in soccer.
Right.
And I had to target. I said, I'm gonna get Danny from Waddell. I'm gonna get him started in wrestling. So my target was to start around him. So I went back and got all my cousins, Kenny Taylor, Anton.
Oh, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
Then
hold
we
on.
brought their friends in.
Hold on, cousin. Hold on. Antoine Fauci. That's my cousin.
That's
You
your
brought
cousin.
in Danny DeShazer, Kenny Taylor Jr., who's in the Hall of Fame right now. You brought in your DeShazer's cousins that's going into the Hall of Fame. I mean,
But at the start, that's what my goal was, just to be in the community. And I got to thinking about it. I said, man, when I was at West High, man, we was one time it was only 2 of us that could win, you know, and get something. I when I became a senior in high school, They offered me a scholarship to go to Garden City. I got to thinking, you got to come back and give West High something. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna build a program that builds into West High. And that was my goal to do it. And I said, okay, so I had to learn the ropes when I got back.
Right.
But some of those friends, like, I come to practice, we had Derek Hubbard. He's a legend. He was a heck of an athlete. I got him at 12 years old. We put him
Shout
in
out to
wrestling.
King Bo Peep.
Yeah, we put him in wrestling, man. That guy, man, words can't describe how good of a wrestler he was. He beat some of the best guys, and he's only been wrestling for a year. Your brother Danny the Shager. I can remember him. It was like he didn't have a lot of experience, but he had a heart his heart was like everybody was trying to describe me. He gonna get it done. He's gonna find a way to get it done. I used to tell
That's why
everybody.
those Team of Hard Knocks wrestlers, one thing that they had was hard.
Yeah,
It was hard.
and it
And
started.
what about the current wrestlers? Are they still carrying on that hard,
Well, that's
or has it changed?
that's really actually my responsibility is to motivate them. To motivate them and let them understand why they should be a good wrestler. Because there's, like I said, that college was had get free, get an education, and like once you all give back something was given to them. In turn, we so many things. You laugh at this. Was sitting there late in the bed, I got to think of some things with man. In the daytime, playing work. As soon as I get off work, I was gonna go home and put this orange mask on, this brown cape, and this orange turtle outfit, and I was gonna run around Wichita, and I was just gonna say, man, I was gonna save Northeast Wichita. I had a plan. I said, I'm gonna jump out of phone booths. They don't have phone booths anymore, but back then they had phone. And I
You
see
sound like
somebody doing
Tracy.
something
You
wrong.
sound like Tracy Mason wanted to save the community
Well,
before he realized he can't save everybody.
exactly. You got to say. That's why I say,
You
man.
can't
If it's,
save everybody. You got
you
to say
say
the ones
one.
that you can.
If it's
If
one
you get
person,
one,
then, like you get one, you might get program. We got one person to go. Was uh, my intention was I didn't realize keeping kids busy, they stay out of trouble.
yeah,
But one of the benefits from it, kids stay out of trouble.
right. And that's the
People say, man, these kids ain't getting in trouble. Because
Well, one thing
with
about
football,
wrestling, it teaches you discipline.
exactly. All sports really teach you discipline,
Right.
but wrestling's gonna
But
give you a little bit more discipline because it's an individual sport.
right, it's one on one.
One on one, if
But
you want to be
also, I
successful.
believe it's the coach that makes it and make you that discipline because you got little league coaches that's in this era now that is free for all. Big rims,
Yeah.
best players,
Oh,
and then their
yeah.
kids grow up to be
Well, that's their
not good peoples.
that's their motivation, though. They're motivated by the wrong thing. The true motivation is to make that child a champion in the community.
In the
If
community.
if you're gonna make him a champion in the community, there's that sacrifice. You're gonna have to give up some things. You might have to give up those rims. I drove up.
But tell the camera to get them rims up, Charlie.
Get them rims up.
Get them rims
Get
up.
them rims
Now,
up.
now you still can keep them clean though, but get those rims up, man. It's more than rims and the goals, but you got it. Hey, we not knock you. That's your reality, and that's that show. But we don't want the kids to keep emulating that and not know that it's
You
real.
say there's ain't nothing wrong with the
nothing wrong
rims.
with it, but keeping a perspective
But
of how you got it and who's watching and the perspective that they looking at.
if you can get those rims and stay responsible.
Res-
If you
Responsible,
if you
kind of like
be-
drink responsible.
yeah, be responsible. Like if I could do it all over again, now this is gonna shock you, but when I was coming up, them coaches told me don't have a girlfriend. You can't drink, you can't smoke. If I did it all over again, now once I met a girl, I was 18 years old,
Right.
and I know it was that good. You got to be responsible for it. I met a girl when I was 16, 17. I had a child or so. You were responsible for it. I go back in. I swear to God, like I've been 35 years old and have a son that's 20. That means I was 25. I was in my prime. I could be training with him.
Oh, right. Y'all could be rolling around the mat together. You know what I mean?
And you be flexible. But I've been blessed, so I can still roll around. But I'm just saying, man, as long as you're responsible, you know what your responsibility are. That's what make you a man.
Right.
I told my son that.
Right. When you say drink responsible, so we're talking about drinks. If you've been seeing me reaching over there, I've been drinking that coffee, man.
Man, that's some good coffee. I'll taste it,
I
man.
tell you, it's fire.
You know, I don't
Echo,
drink coffee, but I like to drink that
man,
coffee.
that's good.
Yeah.
Hey, this coffee is Echo Blue Farms coffee. We got Ethiopian, we got King, and we got Nicaraguan blend. If you have not tried this, you're cheating yourself. No GMOs, no preservatives, no additives. Man, pretty soon this coffee is gonna be in high V and Iowa. Things are moving in the right direction. Shout out to my boy Robert Muhammad. Hey man, we moving, man. We moving.
So what you saying? Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself.
Man,
You
cheat,
know, don't
man, don't
drink
cheat.
any coffee.
Man, don't drink any coffee.
That's how you treat yourself.
Come on,
Don't
man.
cheat yourself.
Come on, man. Hey, it's a good slogan, man. Blue chip coffee, Echo Farms. Don't cheat yourself.
Treat
Treat
yourself.
yourself. Come on, man. Get you some of that coffee. Stop playing with me, man.
Everybody else coffee is good. This
This
coffee is
I'm
great.
passing the baton to you, man. Yeah, man. You having that slogan, man.
Man.
Reach.
No. All day.
Hey, shout out to my boy JP Wilkins. Hey, we got true photography in the house. Taylor DeShays is doing her thing, y'all. She back walking, she back running. All glory to the Most High. If you need
Amen.
your camera, you need your pictures taken, wedding, anything, graduations, yada yada yada. True photography. Taylor DeShazer. She came into the
Hey, you
studio.
got to give her a website. I mean, how to contact her. She got. Is it truephotography.com?
It's truephotography.com. We're gonna
You can
tag it.
find her right
We're gonna
now.
tag it in the comments, and we're gonna put the location up in there. Like I said, also, man, if you're watching this show, man, subscribe to it, like, share, tell your friends, guys. This is the fastest growing little bitty underground show. We did the analytics. Hey, man, we had 45,000 people check us out within the last 2 weeks, and we
That's
appreciate you
awesome.
guys, man. Yeah, man. You know, and it's the little things. Some people 45. Sometimes people get 45,000 on one video, but to me, if you can take out the time, you listen to
You
each
got your,
but
but you remember, man, back in 19, go back to 1981.
remember live dating,
And they want you what?
and something like that. No, I was 12, 13, man.
You know,
Hey, man, let's talk about
but
2025, man. We ain't trying to go way back there, Ty.
you know, I'm gonna tell you a story, and I want you to, talk about it because this is really reality.
Right.
Remember that night we were sitting at the Club International, and my brother got in a fight,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden they come over there and they said, "Knox, your brother's fighting." And we was talking, me and you was talking to some girls, but it was a chance for me to show my talent. So I jumped across the tables like I was John Wayne,
Right.
went out the door. And what
For
happened?
people, John Wayne used to be an old racist cowboy back in the day. See, hey man,
Look,
when
I'm
you
Shaq.
around, it's like
I'm
he
Shaq
about to be
then.
64. All right, so we
Richard
going back.
Roundtree,
So
call
the
me
real
Shaq.
cowboys is the dude from
Mixture of John Wayne and Shaq.
Yeah,
Shaq.
Shaq. We going way back, man.
That's back in the 70s.
Yeah.
And, early 70s.
What shows you watch now?
Man, I watch
Huh?
ESPN.
Show enough.
I watch ESPN.
Yeah. Dun dun dun
Dun,
dun
dun,
dun.
ESPN. But no. So that night, we was in that Club International. You don't remember what happened?
No.
Remember I had that, I jumped out the door and they slammed the
Man, I
door.
was 15, 16. I should
Yeah.
have been at
Remember
home.
That's that night. You don't remember that night?
Can't, Charlie.
My brothers, they shot me, man. I was out there and the door slammed and I was sitting there and this is a reality right here, man. I was able to survive that. These three guys were sitting in the back talking about how they was going to jump my brother. And I went with my John Wayne. I said, hey, I tell y'all what, y'all better get gone before y'all get gone. All of a sudden they said, what? You? And look at me, I said, y'all heard me. Y'all better get gone before y'all, and they rushed up on me, three of them. And I said, okay, I'm going to get one. I went in the bear hug and, they were all the punches and all that. I started pain my head. And then I don't know when they shoot me, I did not want to car. I said, on the way in, they spit in the butt.
That was you. You something 1980 something, man.
Later, and you don't remember what happened. You come around that corner and you said, Charles, I shot my cousin Charles. And Damon Faggot said, yeah, He said, that end is dead. I said, well, I don't know, man. But I ran around the club.
Hey man, they've been shooting people in Wichita for a long,
But
long
the
time.
blessing is, it was one of those Saturday night special. That's what the police said. And the power of it, when you was that close, it made the bullet ricochet. I got a hard hit. I ain't no hard Knox for anyway. The bullet bounced off my head, hit me, and then on the one in the butt, that telephone butt turned it sideways.
Mm.
So that's why I usually go back to that. And I think the good Lord kept me around that night for this, to come back and give back to the city of Wichita.
And that's beautiful, man.
I can't believe you don't remember that
I mean,
night.
hey man, I'm not trying to go back there, man.
Well,
It's a
yeah,
long time
I can't,
ago,
I
man.
can't,
You
I
know,
can't forget it because I was just in shock when it happened.
it's a good thing that didn't hit nothing else because the legend, it'd be a whole different story. When he was talking about all these old people, man, uh, Coach D in the back, Coach D, show him your hand, man. Show him your hand. I think Coach D screamed out, "Show nut."
Yeah,
Are you ever showed up?
I remember bits and pieces of it. 'Cause, I'm a mahogany, Billy D. Williams,
Hey,
Richard
another
Roundtree,
40.
and even John Wayne to a point, because those are the movies that's all we had. I told you when I was in college, I had a black and white TV, and I was proud of it.
Hey, cause you get to see those shows. Man, hey, this Coach Knox. Hey, he's just talking about some other things that's going on in his life. This is reality. We
Yeah.
appreciate him coming on to the show. Hey, man, we just want about another 10, 15 minutes of your time. Shy, you're a competitor. There's a big fight coming up, I believe, the 12th, between Terrence Crawford, Canelo, and the thing about Terrence Crawford, Bud out of Omaha, you know him.
Why, man? Because he's actually started his sports through wrestling. That foundation, wrestling is a great sport.
Now, what is his foundation? Tell us a little.
His foundation is boxing. But wrestling gives you a good foundation, gives you a box. Everybody should put their child in wrestling, boys and girls, because it's going to give you a good foundation to start out for every other thing. Plus, it's an individual sport. Before you go into a team sport, it makes you. Wrestling's going to help you get ready.
So tell us about a little bit how you know Terrence Crawford.
So as we travel around the country to these different wrestling tournaments, his boys are wrestlers too, and he belongs to the Omaha Exploradors or RP Wrestling right now.
That's a kids club.
That's a kids club.
So his kids wrestle, I believe.
Yeah, he's got 3 boys that wrestle.
Right.
They're good.
Shout out to all the wrestling clubs around here, man, keeping the girls active, keeping the boys active.
Yeah,
Like you said, his Coach Knox's gym is 24/7, man.
No,
Well, you got 25
clubs. We open 65 hours a day. They win a year.
Carol had 13 months a year. So, okay, so you know, oh man,
John Wayne.
oh, man, Mr. John Wayne, Mr. Mike here, man. I want to win this race. That's Elvis Presley. That's the other guy. So you saw Terrence Crawford kids around. So I think they wrestled here in Wichita one time.
Wrestled here in Wichita they've been here 3 times. Then Tulsa, the Tulsa Nationals, which is one of the elite wrestling tournaments for youth wrestling. It is the elite of the elite.
Tulsa Nationals.
So, yes. And then, Garfield Wilson and Terrence Crawford, they were buddies, for a while. They talked over the phone. Terrence was working his way up.
And Garfield Wilson, he's out here boxing, bare knuckling.
No, that's Chauncey. Garfield
is the bull rider.
Bull rider.
Right.
And he's got some kids that can really wrestle. But
right.
Again, that's about our program.
Right.
Try to make these things happen around here. Try to keep these kids busy. But with Terrence and Roger, Ready Wrestling, keeping it going for Joe Edmondson up there in Omaha. I got the Dapper and Kenny was refereeing in Omaha. And Dapper was there.
Dap Gold. You know what I mean? Let's shout out to Dap Gold.
I got to go to Omaha. And, I was watching that, and then the Omaha guys, they see me, man. It's like brothers, because it ain't too many black wrestling clubs in the United States.
Right.
Let alone in Kansas, which is really amazing. But up in Omaha at one time they had 2. But I got in there. We got wrestling.
Omaha Bears.
Yeah, Omaha Bears. It's 4 Doors and Rogers Club. But they invited me over to come to the gym to see their facilities. I got in there, man. We spent an hour and a half talking about he was a kid, and I was just in my program. I was just a little bit older than Roger, but she showed me the moves. I said, man, your move was bigger than yours.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's a beautiful room, but the reason why it was bigger than his, the office side of this office here. So he's I got no place to separate my place. Matt space, we get more room, we're padded and stuff like that. So an hour and a half goes, and all of a sudden he says, "Hey, you want to go see Terrence's place?" I said, "Terrence Crawford." He said, "Yeah." So he opened the door from this side of the room. Terrence Crawford had provided a room for them to do their thing. You just walk through the door and you go to Terrence's side.
Wow.
And I was like, "Man, this is wow, look at this. 3 full-size boxing ring, about 60
So
bicycles,
that's his
3
gym?
office. They got a wrestling on this side, and his gym is connected to it. So next time, what we're gonna do, I talked to Tracy. I told him I'm gonna call Roger, and we're gonna go up to Omaha. We're gonna go look at his Terrence's place and just hang out with them for maybe 2 or 3 hours.
Right.
So I want to take you with us too, so you can see that, man.
Right.
And
And
what
Double Dose will be there, man.
See, Terrence is a bad dude because even though Terrence is way up there right now, he ain't forgot about those little guys.
Right.
Because he does a annual fish, 2 annual fish fries a year, and they bring in over. Roger was telling me they bring in over $20,000 in one day. Is that amazing or what?
That is, and that's what you're talking about. For you guys that make it, man, get back to your hometown, man. We was talking about with Tracy Mason. We talked about Barry Sanders Field and
Yeah,
and stuff around our community right here in Wichita. Now, if you're watching shows coming out of Wichita, Kansas, our community is like a lot of other communities that's in the red lines and you know what I mean, underserved. So if you make it, guys.
man,
Get back to your
that's what I
city.
said,
Get
man.
back to your town.
We're out here. We're here to serve. Coaches are here to serve.
Real coaches, not all
And
coaches.
actually,
So
we're
I
all
put
here to
real
serve. When we
coaches.
really think about it, we're here to serve. And a lot of times, like I said, that benefit, and you coach football, so you benefit. The benefit that we get out of our programs, we keep kids busy.
Right.
And kids like my program, which I would like to see with the football, is we go places. We get to see. Last year we went to Denver, Colorado.
Mm.
We went to Chicago, Illinois. They invited us to that big tournament in Chicago. We're going again this year.
Mm.
We've been to Fargo, North Dakota,
Chi-town.
Salt Lake City, Indianapolis, Indiana.
So the wrestling gets you to a lot of places.
And it gives you a lot of opportunity. Oh, I'm serious. In fact, the day the won the 7 went to the NBA finals.
Mhm.
We were wrestling next door to championship game.
Wow.
Sharing the same street at the regional tournament. I said, man, it's like, amazing, like I was telling you about. In an 8-year period, we had 7 guys go to the University of Oklahoma on full scholarships.
Come on, man.
Can you hear that? 7 guys. How many basketball programs can you say they sent 7 guys to one university?
Wow, that's a lot.
Now, at that same time, we had 3 guys that was at South Dakota State. We had 1 guy at Nebraska. We had 1 guy at the University of Minnesota. We had 1 guy at the University of Cal Poly. And then we had our cousin, your nephew, Tristan DeShazer, sitting at Northern Illinois. And all graduated, and the lesson that he got, he met his wife there. He met his wife at Northern Illinois. So, Tristan called me up. I want to share this. You don't know this.
Okay, and so for you guys who don't know, Tristan DeShazer, he's a 4-time state champion.
He's the first 4-time state champ.
And he's in the Hall of Fame.
As a black man.
Yes.
And the reason why he's the first one, none of the other black guys had an opportunity.
Hmm.
But as soon as we came back, I started that wrestling program. I didn't know those benefits was coming. My goal was to get these guys into college. But now, it's trade school. It's other areas. You can go to the Army. If I did it all over again, I'd go to the Army.
Right.
Wrestle for the Army. I wrestle for Army or Marines. I would be out there, man, because I would train and then I would come back to college and wrestle. So that window is there to open, And because our kids have so much success, man, it scrolled around to us,
Right.
Your son Scoop, he was in the finals, state finals 3 times.
That made it in the past. Once again, guys, this is a show with dose of reality. What's your reality? What's your reality? Once again, we got True Photography in the house. Got my boy called Studio in the back. He's Tristan Shades. He a part of us. And then did production. If you seen our show at the beginning, that's from Tristan and Shades. You know, we trying to bring it together. Coach Knox, appreciate you being on the show, man. Hey, you got 2 minutes. We want 2 minutes of your reality. You want you to look up into the camera right there, and I want you to sit back, and I want you to tell you've been through a lot of adversity in your life. You done gave a lot to the community. You done a lot with your family. You done gave a lot of people a lot of opportunities in the city. You're an activist. I mean, you're a grandpa. You're a daddy. You're a brother. You're my first cousin. Man, you're a bad dude. But we need your reality. What's your reality? What's your reality? You got 2 minutes to
And
tell us
truth,
your reality.
I believe the good Lord put me here, you know, to come back to my community and make my community better. We want to be champs on the wrestling mat, then champs in the classroom, and then champs in the community. You know, uh, about 8 years ago, Daniel Dapper DeShazer Jr. he won a national championship in wrestling, and at the same time, he was first team academic All American. I had a whistle, I had my shoes, and I was running out on the mat. Said I was done. But luckily you was there. Y'all grabbed me and said, "Nah, we got to finish this." So, and truth, wrestling program, it has, I lost my son and my daughter. The good Lord blessed me with two children, and I really wanted eight. But I in some days I'm sad, but foremost, I can understand what joy is. Joy is you're going to be happy, you're going to be sad. But joy brings me happiness more than sadness. And I appreciate my children, Brandy and Toast, because I can remember the first day they were born and I got to see them. And my love of them is just, it's a world that I can see. And, finally, people tell me things like that. Your kids in a better place. I hear cliches like, I love your child more than you do. So I take that and think that. Man, I love my kids. I love my kids. So if I love my kids as much as I did, then that means God really loved them. And the good Lord blessed me and surrounded me around all these other kids that keep me going. That's been a blessing. I seen Kendrick Maple. I'm walking through the gym. One of the guys from nowhere comes up and says, "Coach Knox, did you know Oklahoma offered Kendrick Maple the head job to be the head coach?" And my thing was going rolling in my head. I was going over there. I said, "Oh man, I gotta find Kendrick." They said, "He tried your job." I said, because I was thinking that Kendrick would go get Dapper, Chase Nelson. Uh, I'd even bring back your brother Danny down there in Oklahoma. And but he decided to stay at Missouri. So you Tigers are lucky because the Sooners would have been bad. But I also talked to Tion Ware. I want to tell you about this. Tion Ware, he's the head coach at University of Northern Colorado. You know what he did? He went back to Oklahoma City, got his buddies, and now they're the assistant coaches. Watch out, because some guys can wrestle. They can wrestle. And when they got their own control, you watch University of Northern Colorado is going to be a bad place to go. But my program, the team of Hard Knocks, is I couldn't do it without guys like you, my cousin Danny, Coach Taylor, my Aunt Pam, your mama, my Aunt Opal, my ex-wife Phyllis, she made a big difference. And now, Michelle, who could be my future wife, she's out there trying to help us get there. And we need the other community, the rest of the community to come out anytime. We're a nonprofit. So now, we got a chance. We can use some of that money because our benefit is what? Kids stay out of trouble. Kids get an education. Those are benefits that you can be, So if I say anything to anybody, I want to just thank Wichita for this opportunity. I thank you for letting me tell some of my story. I got a book last tip. You really want to get deep in this? Read the heart of life. Heart knocks life. Heart knocks life. And heart knocks life. For us. Instead of getting kisses, we get kicks.
Man,
But we get right back up. And that's
right.
wrestling.
That's wrestling. And it's in hearing that, Toast, Brandy, those my peoples. And it has to be hard to keep carrying on. That's a hell of a kick. but to keep on doing what you're doing, and like you said, they say he loves you, he loves them more than you, but it's hard.
Oh
How
well,
can somebody love them more than I love my own? And to know that,
well, that's my comfort, you know.
you're right.
That's my strength. The Lord is my strength.
Yes,
The Lord gives me strength, man.
come on.
It's that faith. You know, you think about it, you say God is your strength, and your faith is something you can't see.
Right,
You know, so that's why I know I can't see it,
right.
but I believe in the Lord, and the
Wow.
Lord says, you know, my kid's in a good place.
Man, what's your reality? What's your reality? Man, we got Coach Knox from Team of Hard Knocks, my first cousin. I love, we appreciate you coming on the show. Man, I know you got a little sentimental. I seen the tears coming out your eyes. It's genuine, man. Uh, I keep every time I hear stories like this, I think about my boy Polite and his funeral. And it's like, man, we give so much. We give so much and don't understand what we go through. But I understand what you go through, Coach Knox. When you keep pushing, man, Team of Hard Knocks is more than just a wrestling team. It's a community endeavor where it's just more than just himself, man. What's
Mr.
reality?
Mr. Crib, Mr. Cribs is he didn't me and me there's Mr. Crib. You know,
He was just always
baseball coach.
man.
And it was for me. He says, man, I'll let you go with me. I had to go to him. He was such a star. You know, coach,
Man, shout out to
you know,
Coach
some
Creeders.
every once
Bulldogs
in a
back.
while,
That's
last
black
thing I'm
and
gonna
gold.
say, I want you to know this, but people come up to me and they see all that stuff in the back of my truck. They don't understand. I'm keeping my doors open.
Yeah.
And they said, hey, you remind me of Mr. Crib.
Man, shout out Double Dose Production.
Man.
Hey, good
You
job.
gotta
We got Coach Knox. Shout out Double Dose Production. He playing the theme music. We getting out. That music is from Tony Carter up in Omaha, Nebraska. That's my cousin. That's what Terrence Crawford is. Hey, I'm
We
going.
going.
I'm going Bud Crawford. I'm betting on black. Man, come on, man. Come out.
With you.
Coach Knox.
100.
Hey, man. Man, sing your little poem, man. Your little rap. Get us out of here,
I'm
Charlie.
a coach from the hood, but
Oh,
that's okay because it's all good. I'm not very tall. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of small, but that's all right. The kids still think I'm pretty tight. Up, down, Scooby Dooby Doo. Watch out, Hard Knocks will walk all over you.
hey.
I went to a college in Garden City. If you go and you see it, made me good and plenty. So don't hate because I finished at Chadron State. I used to have dreadlocks, and the ladies thought I was a fox. They'd be trying to come over my house, watch my cable. Fox. And at that
Show me your
time, I had a
t-shirt.
Miss Knox. Hard Knocks, baby. Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks.
Hey, Coach